Hi everyone, and now we shall be starting with module 2. And quickly let me recall the most important topics of module 1 before getting into module 2. In module 1, the most important topics are how big data has been emerged, why big data, what is big data, what are the characteristics of big data, and what is the use of data analytics, and what is web analytics, applications of data analytics, and credit card management, risk management in credit cards. And the next part is crowdsourcing analytics, and the next inter trans firewall analytics. Okay, so these are the things that you have discussed in module 1, and now we will be starting with module 2. So module 2 will be talking about NoSQL data management, and let me quickly recall let me quickly introduce what are the topics that we will be discussing in module 2. So in module 2, first we will be talking about why you NoSQL, what is the difference between NoSQL and traditional RDBMS, and the next one, what are the sub things in NoSQL, like data aggregate model, key value, column, graphs, shading, versions. So these are the few things that we will be talking in NoSQL management. Okay, so like the textbook for NoSQL management is NoSQL distilled. Okay, the textbook for NoSQL management is NoSQL distilled. NoSQL distilled, and it is authored by Martin Fowler and Pramod. Right, Martin Fowler and Pramod. So this is a textbook as per prescribed as per syllabus. Right. So okay, let us try to understand why NoSQL, how would NoSQL mean. Like before getting into the term NoSQL, let us recall the advantages or the drawbacks of the relational databases, right? So in our relational databases, we get persistent data, right? So we need the database to be persistent. So the database which allows you, which is more flexible, which allows you more than a file system in storing large amounts of data in a way that allows an application program to get a small bits of that information quickly and easily. Second, concurrency. If I'm trying to book a hotel, if I'm trying to book a ticket for a train, or if I'm trying to book hotel rooms, it should make sure that the booking has to be allotted, the booking has to be made for only transaction, not for double, right? For example, like if there is any discrepancies or there occurred, then I will be calling something like rollback, commit. So these kind of things we'll be using along with this traditional transactional transactions on this kind of databases. And third, integration. See, a common way to make multiple applications store data in a single database is shared database integration. Right? So using a single database which allows all the application to use each other's daily easily. So when comparing to this, it is always better to have multiple applications in the same way as it handles multiple users in a single way application. And SQL is a standard model which which have a proper schema, and which is meant only for structured data. And you've seen relational database have been a successful technology for 20 years. Relational database was successful technology, and even though relational databases are successful, now we are seeing a number of open source database technologies are being emerging, like NoSQL, MongoDB. And if you want to talk about data like big data, we use MapReduce, and we use other thing like Scoop, Pig, Hive. So these are a number of tools, right, we use today. Okay, so let us get back to that, why we need why it was the requirement of those tools, and why do we need to study about those tools. So before that, let us see what is called impedance mismatch. You see, right, for example, for most of the application developers, they feel the difference they feel there is a difference between the relational model and the in-memory data structures. This difference is termed as impedance mismatch. Where I can't find any perfect application which works both on relational model as well as on in-memory data structures. That is one related term to one relation to this. And the relational, as you're talking about relational data model. The relational data model organizes data into structure of tables and rows, or which can be called as relations and tuples, right? So in the relational model, a tuple is a set of name value pairs, and relation is again a set of name value pairs. Okay, so one more thing we just make clear out of it, right? We can't have nested things in a tuple. So mostly like a tuple is a set of sequence of value of item. That is what a tuple mean, right? So tuple is a set of sequence of items as like in a list. So that is one thing related to this. And next, when the relational databases have been fading, next there was an emerging of object oriented databases. So that gave a path to a number of database technologies in the market. And we got application databases, integration database, like with multiple applications usually developed by separate teams which works on a common platform, and application databases which is only accessible by single application code base that's looked after by a single team. So these are a few things which are emerging in the market in the next dose period. And next, there was a requirement for large data sets. I mean the data sets which is having the capability to run on multiple clusters, right? So we need some kind of we need some kind of effective database technology to run on multiple databases, multiple relational databases, like Microsoft SQL Server. So these are few examples for this, and where the NoSQL was emerged. So NoSQL was there in the market in 90s. In NoSQL was there in the market in 90s, and NoSQL was there in the market. I mean, full-fledged, like it is available in 2009. Okay, so this as the name of the open source relational database like NoSQL, it was led by Carlos Trozzi. Like Carlos Trozzi is the one who was designed this NoSQL. So there are a number of conflicts, like NoSQL means not only SQL, or not only SQL, or we call something like no to SQL. It is there was quite conflict in that, right? No to SQL or not only SQL. So as it does mean not only SQL, it does mean not only SQL. It is something more than that. So in addition to SQL, we are doing few things more than that to one SQL, to make this to be a better for everything, right? And here there is a term called polyglot persistence. So it means like using different data sources in different circumstances. Like we are seeing a change in almost all relational databases as one option for data storage, right? So we look for a database which is best suitable for we to store and manipulate that data. So this is where most of the organizations think and do, right? The most common characteristics of NoSQL are which does not use the current relational model. We don't have any relational model in NoSQL, and which can run on multiple clusters, as we are talking about the clusters, and which is open source and which is built for 21st century web states, and with a schemaless. Schemaless means like it is more than SQL. So this is where NoSQL was emerged. See, in this figure you can see a single UI interface which is holding ID, customer, item name, payment details. Once if I get into this database design, this UI is redirecting to a number of tables in a relational database. So in quite it is difficult for me to handle more number of data fields with UI, right? So if I want to get operate with each and every data model, with every relational each and every data, then I need to communicate with each and every data in the database. It takes little bit more time to do the things. And see, let us see what is that we are going to do with this SQL. Okay, so aggregate data model. See, like we know what is called data models, right? The term aggregate is which comes from when you combine different things, when you combine 2 to 3 bunch of units all together to a common unit. That is what the meaning of aggregate, right? So data model means like through which we perceive and manipulate and data. That is what we use, or that is termed as data model. The data model describes how we interact with the data in the database. I mean, for example, in this conversation we will be talking about in this conversation, the data model means means the model of the specific data in application. Okay, so the data model means the model of the specific data in application. In some cases it is also referred to, more formal, it is also referred to as meta model. Okay, and here as we are talking about the database relations, SQL's relational database management system, NoSQL does not offer a relational database. In turn, it provides us a solution in 4 categories like key value, document, column family, graph. Okay, and in this the first 3 are categorized as aggregate orientation. And what is aggregate orientation? Let us look into it. Right? Aggregation orientation. So it is quite a different approach when comparing to the normal traditional databases. So it is what is called as aggregates. The term aggregate mean like it is a term that comes from domain driven design. So in domain driven design, aggregate is a collection of related objects that what we wish to treat as a unit, right? In particular, it is a unit for data manipulation and management of consistency. So typically we need to update aggregates with atomic operations and communicate with our data storage. If we talk about atomic operation, then I will be talking about ACID transactions, right? ACID transaction. So like ACID transaction, and just keep in mind that ACID transaction we will be discussing at the end of this session. Okay. And you can see next here we should be we'll be looking at examples of relations and aggregates. So let's assume that we have to build an e-commerce website where we are going to sell items directly to customers over the web, and we will have to store information about users, our product catalog, orders, shipping address, billing address, payment data. So by using this scenario, we can model the data using a relational data store, using a relation data store as well as NoSQL data stores. And let us discuss the pros and cons. First we will be starting with relational database. So you can see this is a data model. Okay, this is a simple data model which is oriented in with UML notation. Okay, so it is oriented with UML notation. So here this customer order billing, this represents an object, right? So customer order represents an object, and here this one star represents multiplicity. For example, like when a customer can place n number of orders, right? A customer can place more than one order or more than two orders. It is also twice. And here you can look into like the customer when I place an order, it is also communicating to object called billing address for payment. And same, let us see how it is placed in a database. See, it is typical way of representing this using RDBMS data model. So it does everything is properly normalized in RDBMS data model, so that no data is repeated in multiple tables. And also like we also have referential integrity in this, right? We also have referential integrity. And now let us start look into an aggregate data model, how it will be. So this is an aggregate data model, and here we have two most common aggregates called customer and order. And you can see below to that customer and order object there is a just give me a minute, I will take a pointer. Okay, so here you can see customer. In this below to this you can see hollow diamond box with which is hollow diamond box, and this relation is represented in UML. It is called composition. I will tell you what is the meaning of composition. If the same hollow diamond is unfilled, then it is called aggregation. Here it is called composition. And here the values that I have written 1 star, so these are called as multiplicity. Okay, so it is called as multiplicity. Now let me tell you what are the different things after this. See, aggregation is a relation. So aggregation is a relation like when you want to aggregate it, you can represent like is a relation, as a relation, the relation between two things. So we represent this in UML using whole part relationship. That is what aggregation mean. So for this we will be using a composition marker. That is a composition marker. Here we use is black diamond, like so black diamond with filled. And here the customer contains a list of billing address, the order contains a list of order items, shipping address and payments. And again the payment itself contains a billing address of the payment. If I want to communicate to this, customer and order are the two most aggregates which I need to communicate and to make my objects to be get updated. If required, you can even have an object boundary to this. And let me tell you like the next here, embed all the projects for customer and the customer orders. It is a little bit modified diagram of the above diagram, aggregate data model with this aggregate. See, like as I talk about aggregate boundaries, it depends entirely on how you tend to manipulate the data. For example, if you tend to access a customer together with all of that customer orders at once, then you would prefer to have a single aggregate. If you tend to focus on accessing a single order at a time, then you should prefer having separate aggregates for each other. So it depends on application prefer from one and other, even within a system, what exactly why people refer as aggregate ignorance, right? Let us see what is aggregate ignorance. Aggregate ignorance. So aggregate ignorance, like various data modeling techniques have provided ways of marketing aggregate or composite structures. Let us see what is aggregate ignorance. See, relational databases does not support the concept of aggregate. So they are called as aggregate ignorant. Okay, so they are called as aggregate ignorant, where relational database have no concept of aggregate within their data model. So we call them as aggregate ignorant. And here in NoSQL, we don't have any thing called relational database management. And as I told you, like we'll be talking about ACID transactions at the end, right? So atomic, consistent, isolated, and durable. So that is what ACID mean, right? And here, so it is often said that NoSQL databases don't support asset transaction, thus sacrifice consistency. Like, so in general, in practice, if we talk about relational model which is not supporting relational data model, then then by default it is conveying that it does not need to support this ACID transactions. So since it is like it is an aggregate ignorant databases usually do support ACID transactions like RDBMS, whereas this will not be supporting this kind of transactions. Okay, so this is what aggregate orientation. So we have discussed about like how NoSQL is image, the differences between NoSQL RDBMS, and next aggregate data model. So data model, aggregate data model with boundaries, and next part is drawbacks of this aggregate data models over the other thing, and the last part is consequences of aggregate orientation. So next will be key value and document data models. Okay, and just refer the materials, go through the documents provided. So we shall talk about key value and document data models in the next class. Thank you.